Hey folks, this is Ray from DCRainmaker.com here. Today I'm here with the new Misfit Vapor GPS smartwatch. Now this is Misfit's first foray into the GPS market here, and so what we've got is the Vapor. You'll see on the bottom it has an optical heart rate sensor. It's also got a microphone on it, as well as a barometric altimeter. So it's really capturing kind of the key metrics or key pieces of functionality you'd see in a typical smartwatch. And with that, you've got this beautiful screen here. So if I go and just tap that, you can see, there we go. You can see just how pretty that is. It looks absolutely stunning, kind of on par with something like the Apple Watch, for example. So it doesn't really fall into the same category as, for example, a Garmin or a Polar Watch, being a bit more or a bit less display looking to it. On the left-hand side, I can go and dive into the weather down there, so you can see that right there, and I can iterate through the menu system. And they've got this basically kind of circular menu that allows me to go around the corner here and launch different apps within it. So, for example, there's a heart rate sensor. If I want to go ahead and launch the heart rate app, I can go ahead into my schedule. I can go do running. The app or the watch itself supports running and then other activities down the road that you expect, for example, swimming and other sports that the Misfit wearables already support today. Now, the unit itself isn't expected to come out till later on this year, so a lot of what you're seeing here is a bit of an early kind of sneak peek of things, and so there's some pieces that aren't quite yet final, but still it's fairly impressive. For example, the audio functionality works just fine. I can go into that and I can play music from it, and that's because the unit itself does actually have music storage, about 2 gigs of usable storage, so that's going to be a couple hundred songs that you can put on there. You can see playlists there, albums, songs. If I dive into the songs, I can go ahead and look at those songs and play them to a Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth speaker, depending on what I have handy. So if you want to run with this, you could use Bluetooth headphones to that, pair it to the watch itself, and play back music directly from this. Have that GPS capability, and basically you don't have to take the phone with you at all. You can run completely tetherless, which is pretty darn cool. Next, you can see a lot of the basic smartwatch capabilities that you would see in other units. For example, my schedule is right there. I can look at contacts. I've got timers and stopwatches. The ability to look at time zones, for example, so I can see different times in other parts of the world. And then, of course, I've got the ability to kind of view text messages coming from a smartphone. So there isn't necessarily a lot of deep integration here when it comes to deep responses to text messages or other applications, but sort of the smart notifications that you might see on most wearables today. Finally, when it comes to pricing, the unit's going to sell for about $200. There's going to be 2 different models. I have the black one right here, and there's also a blue model as well, and both of those, again, coming up later this year. Keep in mind, though, Misfit's now part of the Fossil group, and Fossil sells basically watches for a variety of different brands. So you can see some of these right here, different brands and model SKUs that the company is releasing here at CES, and we're talking hundreds of SKUs, so not just a few, both under their own brands as well as licensed brands, for example, Armani Exchange and others that you see there. And all these watches, or the majority of these watches anyways, are connected watches, which means they're going to doing step counting, activity tracking, as well as notifications from Bluetooth Smart, from your phone. So you can see those coming into the watch, and you can go ahead and kind of decide whether or not you want to interact with your phone to access them. The rest of the Misfit lineup, for the most part, isn't going to have this sort of advanced display on it. Instead, it's going to be focused on more nuanced display notifications that'll let you know whether or not you need to check your phone for more detail. So with that, thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button down below, as well as hit the subscribe button, so you're stay tuned for more sports technology goodness. There's plenty more to come here at CES, so have a good one.